ऐसी समस्या सामने आई जिससे कि
शुक्रिया जावेद हुसैन हमारे संग जुड़ने के लिए। There has been a major breakthrough against Pakistan-sponsored KZF terror. 3 Khalistani terrorists accused of carrying out grenade attacks on police posts in Punjab's Gurdaspur have been eliminated in Uttar Pradesh's Pilibhit district. This was a joint operation by the UP police and the Punjab police. 2 AK-47, 2 Glock pistols and cartridges in heavy amounts have been recovered from terrorists after the encounter. According to a statement issued by Pilibhit SP Avinash Pandey, a grenade was thrown at a police station in Punjab's Gurdaspur, and in that sequence Gurdaspur police arrived in UP. They informed us that the 3 accused are hiding in Puranpur, UP. When they were chased and stopped, when they were challenged, then they opened fire on both teams of the police. In retaliation, heavy firing was done by the police, in which the 3 got critical injuries. When they were taken to the district hospital, they were declared dead. 2 constables, Sumit and Shanavaz, have been injured and are under treatment. The question that arises is, how did the terrorists reach Pilibhit, and how do we then break this nexus? Major General Dhruv Katoch, Director India Foundation, is joining us live. Arvind Kumar Jain, former DGP UP, is also live with us. Pathikrit Pain, geopolitical analyst, is live with us. Surinder Singh Lali, international affairs expert, also is joining the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first. Major General Katoch, what do you make of this breakthrough for the forces? It seems that from Punjab to UP, the tentacles are being spread of these alleged Khalistani terrorists.
Thank you, Uday. Yes, I think the fact that the tentacles are spreading from across Punjab onto UP is a source of concern. However, on the positive side, what this incident really indicates is the excellent rapport between the police forces of Punjab and of Uttar Pradesh. There has been a great deal of intelligence sharing to get such coordinated, to get such details about the movement of a particular group, to take them on and to eliminate them. So that is also a positive sign. But you're right. There are levels of concern because Pakistan is not going to stop supporting these groups. Let us be very clear. They are not operating independently. They are operating at the behest of external agencies. And whether it is Pakistan or somebody else, the direct support is being provided to these groups by Pakistanis, by the ISI and other agencies. So I think this is a battle which will continue for quite some time. While Khalistan doesn't receive any support in India, and it is basically based in Canada, where the Canadians are today having problems, I think we need to take this very, very seriously to see that it doesn't go beyond the present levels and to nip it in the bud completely. Uday.
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that across to Arvind Kumar Jain as well, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. Arvind Kumar Jain, let me quickly get you in here on this development that of course is very concerning. Tentacles being spread to Pilibhit as well, of the Khalistani terror movement. What do you make of this encounter that successfully was conducted, and prima facie the information that has now been made public by the police in the area?
Connection between Punjab terrorists and Tarai of Uttar Pradesh is not new. We faced it in late 80s and 90s. When I was SP Hardwar, I had an encounter with the Punjab terrorists and we killed one Chota Cheena. The entire gang was coming back from Pilibhit after massacring 10 people there. So Pilibhit has witnessed several such cases when this insurgency was in full swing in Punjab. They used to get shelter here and they used to commit crimes also here, and it was a cause of concern at that time also, and I am very happy that this time these 3, they took shelter in Puranpur, Pilibhit, but they were gunned down by UP police and Punjab police in an excellent coordinated operation. And such coordination was there previously also when terrorism was there in 80s and 90s, and it still persists. It is still there. UP STF, UP police is always there to extend support because we don't want terrorism in Tarai area at any cost. We had a very difficult time in Tarai areas of Uttar Pradesh. for quite a few years, but we were able to eliminate the terrorists. But we will have to find out where these terrorists were hiding, in whose house they were taking shelter, and is there more to it than we have come to know. So action should be taken against those people also who are giving shelter to such people. Pilibhit has suffered a lot in 80s and 90s, and I think police there will take all possible precautions so that these terrorists, they don't make it a hiding place.
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that to Pathikrit Pine as well. Pathikrit, this is of course very concerning now, although right now thankfully the tentacles have not spread too far and wide, but what do you make of this joint operation by the UP police and the Punjab police uncovering this nexus that is beginning to creep in?
Uday, first and foremost, UP police is one of the very few police forces in the last 6 years which has actually invested in police modernization. Under Yogi government, it has expanded the police force by 1.5 lakh police personnel. Remember, in 2013, it was operating at less than 50% of its sanctioned strength. So it is something which all the states should do. Secondly, when you say the tentacles which are spreading or not, the tentacles have spread far and wide. It is not just Punjab. If you look at West Bengal, there are major threats from across the border in Bangladesh. If you look at Manipur, there are these ex-US Special Forces personnel coming in the guise of religious preachers and actually helping those Kuki militant organizations. And that is the reason the government recently had to put in the protected area permit all over again. This is happening for a long time. So external dimension of internal security is a real issue today. There was this Minister for State Security in United Kingdom today giving statements in United Kingdom, John Havish, that he would protect everybody who is so-called being persecuted by India. And I think the angle was the Khalistani issue. Let me put it this way. Today, internal security cannot be at the mercy of state governments and state police alone, because in the name of law and order, because it's a very serious issue. And today, I think on the lines of the United States, you require something called a Joint Terrorism Task Force. Yes, you have something like SMAC or multi-agency center, including the states. How it has been able to contain it? Well, there are question marks. I think today, on the lines of the United States, you need to take internal security as seriously as they take homeland security. We cannot wait for a situation where it gets out of control and then an Armed Forces Special Powers Act is imposed and then only you can control it. In Punjab, violence and conversion, religious conversion, have both gone hand in hand. I hope and I'm sure the government is keeping an eye on it, because I think it would give rise to something very big in the future. You cannot legitimize soft separatism in the name of political activism. That is exactly what is happening in many of the states, including in Punjab. And I don't know when the alarm bells will start ringing, but what is happening in Punjab, the kind of violence that is increased, in the way it has been legitimized that, okay, it is not a big deal if somebody talks about a Khalistan, creating a Khalistan. So what if he's saying he's not doing violence? We don't understand how it creates a problem later on. So for the police, the greatest of respect to all of them, but the police acts only when there is a violence. But if the tentacles of the violence starts somewhere else, when it is being projected as something which is just activism or a dissent, and dissent is something else, but what is being dished out in the name of dissent is something very dangerous. It is something very mischievous, and from Bengal to Punjab to Northeast, you see an external dimension to it. Funding is coming. Well, we hope something is done in terms of ensuring there is a coherent approach in terms of dealing with internal security challenges. Today, we don't see that coherent approach. This action by the UP police, greatest of respect to them. But I think this is good, but this is not good enough. You need to look at the larger perspective. There are challenges. Whether we accept it or not, internal security today is as much a challenge for India as external security threats are. And that's why, whether we like it or not, countries like China from 2008 or 9 had a budget for internal security management which was at par with the defense budget. We don't have that kind of a mechanism. there are budgetary constraints. I hope something more is done in terms of taking care of it so that it doesn't reach a state like Kashmir and then it takes 30 years to deal with the issue. Back to you.
Okay, let me in fact take that to Surinder Singh Lali as well. Surinder Singh Lali, now, you know, at the end of the day, of course, this is something that will need to be nipped in the bud as we are seeing. Do you believe, you know, so far you're impressed with how UP police and Punjab police have handled this situation? And what do you make of this, you know, of this nexus that has been uncovered by them, and also recovery of a lot of arms and ammunition which these terrorists were holed up with?
Thank you, Uday. And first, let me start by congratulating the UP and Punjab police for the close coordination. I mean, in the last 1 month, there have been over 6 to 7 attacks in Punjab at various police stations, and that's probably the reason why, you know, these individuals came to Pilibhit area. And as, you know, the former DGP rightly said that, you know, Pilibhit has been a safe home for them for a long time because there's a large Punjabi population that lives in the Tarai area. But Uday, as you rightly said, I don't think the tentacles are from, you know, UP to Punjab or Punjab to UP. You know, Pakistan, Canada, and America. Pakistan, you know, the least said the better. I mean, this has to be ISS support because how else could they get Glocks and AK-47? In Canada, ever since Jagmeet Singh supported the much pyromaniac, you know, Justin Trudeau, in 2020 there were 28 cases of political asylum, you know, from these K-Johnnies. And in 2022, there are 620. That ought to give you an idea. So all of this is linked. And when now bringing United States into the picture, I mean, Panu just released a video yesterday, or day before yesterday. Now he's gone a step further. He's put a $25,000 prize money for anybody who pings him on the location of the Russian and the Indian ambassador. So that ought to give you an idea of how far these tentacles are, and this is far more than just you know, a Punjabi or a Punjab problem. It's part of the, you know, geopolitical tactics that various countries play, and lately America has not been quite happy with the way we haven't really towed the line or of them becoming an ally and, you know, having our own strategic partner thought process. So I feel let's start by congratulating, and primarily because, you know, we have the Mahakumbh happening, and there'll be more people coming in the next year for that holy, you know, festival than the population of close to the population of United States of America. So I feel it's not going to be that quick and easy because the tentacles are far and widespread. But you know, let's pray for it that it doesn't get you know, it doesn't spread more.
Okay. Now, what Major General Katoch will have to be the priority for our intelligence brass and of course for the security establishment moving ahead now to tackle this issue?
You know, Mr. Payne, you know, he gave the point that there should be, you know, dissent and activism has to be dealt with. It cannot just be dissent and activism, and there are other factors at play. But the point is, if you actually start dealing with dissent and activism, you are actually destroying the democratic structure. So it's going to be a very fine game which has to be played by the state. I'm talking at the center level. You see, if you want zero crime, then it'll be 100% police state. That is possible, you know. You can bug every single house in the country. But do you want that? So we don't want that. So ultimately, you want your freedoms also. And I think here now, when we are looking at certain crimes, as far as the Constitution is concerned, certain issues may, you know, constitutionally, we may like to put on the concurrent list. And this is the problem which we also faced, you know, during the Naxal violence, because it was being treated as a law and order issue. And law and order is a state subject. So obviously the center couldn't intervene. And I think now the time has come when the center will have to intervene. So you may like to place law and order on the concurrent list. That could be one of the suggestions which I would like to give. One. Number two, this coordination between the state polices, I think it is vital. And in this particular instance, because there was excellent coordination between the two police forces, we've achieved success. Getting back to the Naxal areas, whenever there was coordination between the state polices, success was achieved. And whenever that coordination was a bit wishy-washy, you know, the Naxals always got away. So this is another aspect. We need to strengthen those procedures and methodologies by which the coordination between state police forces take place. And thirdly, intelligence agencies. I mean, ultimately, this is the game of intelligence. Mr. Lali brought out very correctly, there are external agencies at play. India is a rising power. Now, nobody wants a competitor. I understand American motives and British motives and Chinese motives. Nobody wants a competitor. Who wants a strong India except India? So everybody will be looking for leverages to put India down. And the Khalistanis, Islamic groups, those fundamental chaps, Naxals, the Christian missionaries in the Northeast referred to earlier, all of them become very convenient people to exploit by external agencies to keep India down. Now, if that is going to be their motive, we will keep it down. I think the people of India are strong enough. Our intelligence agencies are doing an excellent job. The police force, well, you keep criticizing the police when things go wrong, but by and large, I think they're doing an excellent job. So let's see what happens. All these instances tend to flare up near 26th January and 15th August, because that is the time when the attention of the world is on India. But I think we'll get through this safely, and all the best to all the agencies involved in keeping India safe and secure. Uday.
Yes. Mr. Jain, let me quickly draw you in here. Are you surprised that, UP has been chosen as, a hotbed for these terrorists to try and expand their tentacles to from Punjab? What explains this decision?
Not at all. Not at all. There's a very huge population of Sikhs in Tarai area. I have been posted in that area and I know. And at times they have very close relationships with the people in Punjab, and these terrorists, whenever there is heat on them in Punjab, they take refuge in UP and vice versa. But UP had contained Naxalism also within few years, and UP contained terrorism also, this Sikh terrorism also within few years. And I'm sure if any module is taking shelter in Pilibhit or Bareilly or Hardwar or all these districts, Tarai districts, they shall be. Lakhimpur Kheri was also affected. They shall be nabbed. NIA is doing a very fine job. They do intelligence sharing. In my time when I was in service, Intelligence Bureau used to do and RAW used to do intelligence sharing, and we used to conduct joint operations. So even now NIA is doing that job. So Punjab police and UP police, or for that matter any two police forces, whenever it comes to terrorists, they always extend cooperation to each other, and success is always achieved by police. And police has done a fairly good job in Tarai areas, and it is very much contained. And I think this will send a message to the Sikh terrorists that if they try to hide in Tarai areas of UP, or if you try to commit some crime here, you will not be spared at all.
Okay. Let me in fact quickly take that across to Pathikrit Pine as well. Once again, Pathikrit, now, this is of course a big breakthrough, but surely more steps now are needed. We cannot let our guard down. If this nexus is being, attempted, how do we now break it moving forward?
No, first and foremost, no denial of the fact of the hard work of the police and the security agencies. I just wanted to mention one issue. I am not against dissent. You can criticize the government of India or any government 1,000 times. The only issue is the moment you start propagating separatism, or you start questioning the integrity of the country, and then that is also allowed in the name of activism, then problem starts. Secondly, General Katoj rightly mentioned about the anti-Naxal operations. If you look at anti-Naxal operations and the success in the last few years, is because the central government is spearheading a lot of activities now, and it has worked in galvanizing many states together, and that's why success is happening. Third, also I agree with what General Katoj mentioned about, putting certain as crimes as concurrent in the concurrent list. Look, if you look at United States, there are so many crimes which are designated as federal crimes, in which the states, the central authorities do not require a permission of the state to come in if it is an interstate affair. So I think while we say that we are a federal republic, opposition keeps on shouting on that, When it comes to federal republic, there has to be federal laws when it comes to dealing with crimes. No disrespect to the state police, but there are certain aspects. How is it possible for a state police to deal with a crime or a challenge which has an external dimension? So that's where I think the architecture needs to change. It doesn't mean that the state police is not doing a work. It only means that the state police is hamstrung in certain places where it would require a holding hand from the center and other states. That coordination can only happen when certain things are done in a spearheading manner by the center, which has more resources and more, capacities because of, various factors. Back to you.
All right, Surinder Singh Lali, I'll leave you a closing comment.
Is for a change, let's give the devil the due. I mean, India is the size of a subcontinent, and every 200 miles we travel in this country, the dialect, the face, and the food preferences change. So it's not an easy task for a country with that federal structure and that much difference in the thought process and the nuances and the religious habits to keep it under check. So I feel we're doing a great job, and the intelligence bit is where all the secrets is today. So I think if we are on top of that, we should be able to control it. So full points to the UP and Punjab police. I want to end that on that note.
Yeah.
Yes, no doubt. But, this nexus, of course, is something that we need to now not let our guard down over, isn't it, Major General Katoch, if it is being attempted?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it is, let us make it very clear, it is being attempted. I have no doubts about that. There are external agencies which are attempting to destabilize India, not fully, just partially, so that they keep a leverage on India. And that is something which I think the political establishment is aware of, and our security forces are totally aware of. The think tanks are really talking about this subject nowadays, and I think gradually the whole public will be very cognizant of what is happening, and we as Indians will take it forward. Uday.
Okay, let me in fact quickly ask you though about the funding now, Arvind Kumar Jain. How can we nip the funding as well in the bud?
Pardon? What did you say?
The funding, the financing.
Yeah, funding of these terror groups.
Yes.
So money is coming up. This group, Khalistan Zindabad Force, it has sympathizers in Greece, it has sympathizers in Pakistan, in England. So funding is coming from so many sources, but it doesn't make a difference. I am a very optimistic person, and I'm sure that people of Tarai also, they have also started giving information to police forces, and we achieved success only because of that. We had decided not to punish innocent Sikh population and during operations, and I myself did it. We used to encourage Sikh population to share the intelligence and to share with us the location of these terrorists, and we used to help those Sikhs. And police force had clear instructions that nobody will be touched without a specific instruction from us, and it really helped us. And this time also it is going to help us. But as far as terror funding is concerned, it will go on. And let me tell you one thing: the countries which are indulging in it, they will suffer in the long run. Canada is going to suffer within next few years. Pakistan, you know what is the condition of Pakistan, and the countries which are supporting in the name of fundamental rights of these people, they will all suffer. They will all suffer, and they are suffering. We read it every day in newspapers.
Okay. Yes, Surinder Singh Lali, you had a quick word to add.
I thought we were going to end this on a positive note, but having said that, Pannu is on record saying that he gave $16 million to Arvind Kejriwal as election donation. And Aam Aadmi Party, which is the sitting government in Punjab, still date has not done an official press conference denying it. That's one bit. But the second bit is, yes, when Amritpal Singh was trying to pull his, Bhinderwala Jr. Act and took the guns up to the police station, that's when I think Bhagwant Mann came to Delhi and seek the Home Minister's help. And, that's why that guy is in jail. So, yes, there is coordination. There can be political differences. But end of the day, it's a huge country. It's a very diverse country. And yes, if you want to maintain a civil liberties and civil rights, we will have to somewhere, absorb part of it, if not all of it.
Okay, let's leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us. We've run out of time. A quick break on that note.